Nice.
Thank you, Asaph.
Thank you, Asaph. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. We've got a great show today. We've got weather and mags. Scott has weather and mags. Noelle has events, and I've got some city council. We've also got some headlines and some bull mark or hallmark. So It should be a great show. So to start it off, let's start off with Scott.
All right, I'm Scott Ramph. I want to introduce myself.
I'm Noelle McAvoy.
And we got Asaph. What were you playing, Asaph?
That was Noelle. Christmas song.
Yeah. Oh, were you playing a Christmas song?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Oh no. But wait, what was the song that you started off with?
Oh, My Guy.
Nice. That's such a fun song. I love it.
Martha and the Vandellas, I believe, was the original group that did that.
Was it? Cool. Cool.
Oh,
Well,
that's weird.
I hope you guys all have a great week. It's Friday.
It is
so
Friday.
That means the weekend is upon us. And I'll talk about events later, but there's a ton of stuff going on. Like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You got an action-packed weekend. So if you don't have much homework to do, you should check it out. Should be pretty nice.
Yeah, the weather's supposed to be pretty nice. Like what, in the 70s or something?
I hope so, yeah.
70s?
I mean, we're finally like on our fall, trek.
Yeah.
I feel like. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be fall. I'm just glad that it's not snowing. I just don't want it to snow. At least not here.
Yeah.
The other places.
It's getting darker.
It is.
Yep.
Which is a little...
I've noticed that it started getting darker.
I don't know if that's
earlier.
nice. I don't know
Definitely
if that's a
darker
good thing
earlier.
or
And if you
bad
do
thing.
take a look at our outdoor webcam, you can see it's not as bright as it usually is. You can see a nice filtered look on our outdoor.
Yeah.
You can see people next to Warden's on our South and Spruce Street on our amazing 15 frame per second.
It's a little smoky
Camera.
in the back. Do you guys know where the fires are? Anyone heard?
There's
controlled fires.
Prescribed fires coming out of Flathead Lake.
Oh, okay.
And there's some out-of-state fires.
Okay, so do you think that those out-of-state fires are blowing into us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They always
in the
do.
Flathead there.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know. I just noticed it had been smoky the past couple days, but
Yeah.
we've been really lucky with our fire season this year.
I know.
We've have barely had one, so it's been really nice.
All right. So
Yeah,
if we
but-
take a look at our weather, it's going to be. It's currently. It was warm this morning.
It was so warm.
It's 63 degrees
yeah.
outside,
Super.
and it's going to be up in the 70s tonight. It's going to be as low as 34. There's going to be some patchy fog this weekend on Saturday morning, and then through the weekend you should have clear skies. Nice. It should be a nice weekend for you all to go out and do all sorts of events. Right, Noelle?
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on this weekend. Yeah, so Central will be nice. Get your homework done today. Do it and go out. Yeah.
All right. So if you want to know more about us, you can like us on Facebook, or you can follow us on Twitter, or both. And you can find all sorts of great stuff on our MCAT website, where we have our Doing 72 film contest information, which we'll discuss maybe a little bit later. But for right now, I want to talk about MEGS. And MEGS stands for Media Assistance Grants, which provide local nonprofits here in Missoula an opportunity to show their lectures, their events, their performances, all that stuff by requesting a media assistant grant. And that's as easy as calling us at 542-6228 or emailing us via our MCAT.org and looking at the forms and clicking on media assistant grants. Just fill it out. And here's something that's going to be on tonight and tomorrow night, and of course another time in October. So they have 3 showings for this one program. It's called Metercraft, and it's at the Viscosity Theater. So here's a little taste of that, what you can expect for tonight.
Everything. We are big and full and everything. Yeah. We are big and full and everything. Everybody, we are big and full and everything.
And you can expect more like that tonight at 8 p.m.
That seems really intense.
It's pretty intense.
That looks super intense.
Yep.
Oh, also, I hope that everyone enjoys our color coordination.
Yes.
Because we did not plan
Blue.
this.
Yep.
I was pleased when I walked in and saw them both wearing blue. Really good. Good.
Blue represents consistency.
Yep.
Represents,
It really represents submissiveness too.
does
Oh,
it?
really?
Yeah.
Is that color?
The blue, yeah, it's very like approachable, very friend zone color.
Oh. So.
But red is passionate.
So if you don't want to get friend zoned, wear lots of red.
We're red. It's passionate.
Give her red things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him. Give whoever red things.
So I'm done with my segment, and I'm gonna and Asaph is gonna play us
Yeah.
into the next segment with
Yeah.
Josh Mene,
Yeah.
and he's gonna be talking about what are you gonna be talking about exactly?
Community forum. They're going to be talking. Well, they did talk about the mountain water acquisition. So it's a hot topic, and it got kind of heated in there. So we'll take a look at that after Asaph plays his song.
Cool.
Go ahead, Asaph.
All right. Well,
back.
thank you very much, Asaph. That was great. So, yes, this was committee of the whole, and basically there's these lawyers that came to the meeting to give an update on the mountain water acquisition process that's going on. We don't know if it's a certainty or not.
Does this have something to do with Missoula buying back the water rights?
That's exactly what it has to do with, Scott.
Oh, okay. No wonder they brought in all the lawyers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's so much controversy and so much stuff with this.
And who did we sell our water to?
Carlisle Group. We
Okay.
initially sold our water to Carlisle Group, and they actually talk about that a little bit in the meeting, how initially it was a good idea to sell it because they thought that we would get it back easily.
Yeah.
Nope.
But we're not getting it back easily. Carlisle Group wants to, well,
Someone else bought it though.
Interesting.
they want to flip it, basically. They want to make a profit off it, and they are making a big profit off of it right now. But first of all, I'll introduce the lawyers here, Tasha Jones and Scott Stern. And they just basically talk about how there's a ton of information that they have, but they can only share so much of it. So let's listen to the lawyers here.
Tasha Jones, I'm an attorney at Boone Carlberg. I'm here with Scott Stearns, my partner, and I should introduce Tina Sunderland, who does all the real work for us at Boone Carlberg. She has with us today some documents that we will try to show you to give you some examples of some of the work that's been done to date. Before we get started on the update, I do need to indicate to you that we are limited somewhat in the ability to share information with you. Before Mountain Water and Carlisle Group provided even a single document, they required that a protective order be entered in this case. And through that protective order, even though there were safeguards in place to maximize the amount of information available to you and the public, a substantial amount of documents, literally thousands of pages of information, has been hidden from your view by Carlisle Group and Mountain Water by designating the documents as attorney's eyes only. So our intent today is to share with you as much information as we can, and everything we will tell you today has been derived from the publicly available documents, either at the Public Service Commission or at the California PUC, which is the California counterpart to our PSC.
Okay, so that's them talking about what information is available. So during the meeting, they say PSC a lot, and that's Public Service Commission, and that's the governing body over all of the water in Montana. So
Interesting.
basically, they have to, a lot of their dealings, they have to go through the PSC because that's who's kind of governing, who's regulating everything right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I do have a question though.
Sure.
Where is the Carlisle Group based out of?
California.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we sold our water to California,
Yeah.
and they're going through a drought right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they are going to be able to use our water unless they build a pipeline or something like that. But they own our water, and basically we give them a bunch of money in
Well,
tax.
kind of definitely they're outsourcing and they're in their own right making money through our water.
Yeah, they're making money through our water.
Okay, so all the people that have running water in their house, that money is going to them.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
a lot of tax money is going to them.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, so Scott Stern, the lawyer, talks about the public support that Missoula is giving for this mountain water acquisition. So let's listen to Scott Stern.
We do have a lot of public support for this. It was gratifying to see in the course of conducting polling that we have over 70% approval for the acquisition from the public. We don't feel like we're out on a limb here in the eyes of the public. This particular poll, again, very gratifying to know that we have the public support for keeping this fight going. There were a number of other fights that we had throughout this process that were...
Okay, so that's him just talking about public support. Yeah, it was a pretty long meeting, and they showed a lot of, if you want to go back, actually, they showed this a lot on the screen, so I don't know how transferable that they show a lot of documents. So like throughout the meeting they showed tons of documents, and basically you can't see what any of the writing is, so
You had to be there. You had to be
there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird in terms of showing it on TV for our show,
Right.
because a lot of the video was actually video of documents. So
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
that
funny.
happens.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have. I don't know what happened to. We must have not been able to hook up to the computer because there's a VGA component out. But there's some tech talk. But yeah, there's always a VGA hookup that we can hook whatever they're showing on like a projector screen. You can see it on the TriCast.
and that's what this
clear.
is. It's the VGA, but the print is so fine on these documents
Yeah.
that you can't read them.
Yeah.
That
So.
makes sense.
Well, at any rate, so the meeting went on for an hour, and it was a lot of legalese, as you know, because it's a bunch of lawyers talking, basically giving a presentation.
Yeah.
But Mayor Engen, at the end of the presentation, kind of gives his layout of what they were talking about, and he kind of makes it more accessible for the common person to understand. And so this is a long soundbite, but I think it's very interesting, and I think it's pertinent because Mayor John Engen, again, makes it accessible for us to like understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'll play this soundbite from Mayor John Engen.
What you've heard here today is that our legal team is continuing through condemnation, through the process that we believe we had to initiate, simply because this system was for sale the day Carlisle bought it. It's for sale to the next bidder who will not have any interest in Missoula, Montana, except as a profit center. And as a function of whoever the next owner is, I believe that the citizens of the city of Missoula, Mountain Water's ratepayers, and frankly, Mountain Water employees are destined to suffer from an investment firm that's all about profit. That's not what we're about. We have been successful to date in court. Based on our conversations with attorneys, we anticipate continued success. We believe we have the law on our side. We believe we have the facts on our side. We are not arrogant nor filled with hubris. We just believe that hard work and the facts are going to win the day, and we're going to continue to pursue both that hard work and those facts. There's been much made about the cost of this. Here's what I know today. We've spent roughly $400,000 on attorneys. We've spent another 130 or so on experts. This fight will continue to be expensive. In conversations with attorneys, we have not been able to come up with an estimate, because whatever our estimate is for the continuing prosecution of this litigation is going to be a guess. Here's what I think I know. We're about halfway through to our court date. Much of the heavy lifting has been done, but we don't know what the remainder, we don't know what other arrows Carlisle or Mountain has in its collective quiver. We don't know what the next silly or serious brief will be about, and we need to be in a position to respond to those. No matter what, we've talked about an acquisition cost on the order of $4 million for this system. That is less than 2 years of what Missoula ratepayers are currently sending to California for overhead, that these documents still, in the production of 30,000 pages, 40,000 pages, 60,000 pages in some cases, we still don't know what the hell that money is being spent on. And that is part of this process, and that's part of what's wrong here. The other frustrating piece of this is that through this discovery process, we're also learning that the folks who are sworn to protect us as a function of regulating this body are not doing their jobs, which is why we need to own this water company and own it. Jim Nugent just leaned into me and said the PSC is making a case for public necessity because they're not regulating this system the way they ought to be regulating it, and he's correct about that. We're going to spend more money on this, folks. We will continue to keep you posted. You approve, or if you don't, vote in favor, disapprove those invoices that you're seeing from attorneys. I can tell you that our local attorneys have ratcheted down their rates, and I am very grateful for the extra effort that they're making, because not only are they interested in being paid for their pretty remarkable professional prowess here, they also believe in the cause. They're citizens of the city of Missoula, and they believe in what we're doing, and that belief goes a long way in terms of moving us forward. We will continue to have conversations if Carlisle is interested about a negotiated sale. There is always an opportunity for this lawsuit to go away, provided that Carlisle says, yes, this is for sale to the city of Missoula. Yes, we will consider a bid from the city of Missoula. That has not happened as of today, and we hope that it will at some time.
All right, so that's Mayor John Engen. Again, long soundbite, but a lot of information out there.
History, how much money's being spent, how much effort's being put into it, how important it is to Missoula and to everybody that we have our own water.
Yeah, totally. Do you guys think that they'll sell? I mean, we sold it to them in the first place. Like, did we have do we have a contract? Like, was it like a so many year contract?
A lot of times, like, you know, like they're making a lot of money through this, and we're spending a lot of money trying to get them, and then chances are we'll probably end up having to. They're seeing how long we can last. That could be a thing. That could even be like, I'm just speculating right now. Like, it could be like it won't be a reality until like, oh no, we actually have to be in court for this now. So it's just like,
shoot.
I mean, right now it's all just a bunch of people storming the castle with pitchforks and flaming torches. It's not a reality until we go through those doors, and they're just like, oh, okay, I guess we're gonna have to go to court.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, all right, let's see what we can do, or let's try not to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try to push it as far as we can
They're a profit-making company.
Because they're making money off of it now.
And they're not. I'm assuming that Missoula is probably not the only place that they have water profits from.
No, they actually talk about another city. It's called Apple Valley, and they're in the same situation as we are. But,
really?
Yeah.
They sold their water to Carlisle.
I don't know if it's Carlisle Group, but they sold their water to some company, and basically they don't own their own water, and they're trying to get it back, and they're spending a bunch of money. They're sending a bunch of money to the company that owns their water, which I don't know. It's kind of bogus.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's really bogus. That's the thing with money, though. You know, it just like clouds everything. It clouds your judgment. It clouds like your relationships. It makes you forget who you are and where you come from and what your original goal was and intent was. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But in the long run, if you think about all this money that's being spent on the water, if we look at in the long run, if we end up doing owning the water rights again, the whole we would own the water. Like people, residents of Missoula would own their own water.
And
that is very appealing.
It is super appealing. Yeah, it is, and it
especially now that water is becoming a scarcity. Yeah. I mean, water
is important to everybody all the time. It's literally in one of the needs in survival.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, you need water.
Literally.
To survive.
You're like 80% water.
Yeah. You literally need water.
Let's move on.
Interesting.
What else?
Well, okay, so Adam Hertz he is against this because of basically
The spending of the money.
principles and spending of the money, but I think fundamentally, and again, this is my opinion, it doesn't represent the city of Missoula, Missoula Community Access Television or Charter Communications, nor does it represent Adam Hertz, but in my opinion, I think it's all about principle because Adam Hertz is a Republican, and he, as you know, Republicans are in principle against big government regulation. So this represents a company that owns something, and again, the government's trying to kind of step in and try to take it back. So
Okay.
I don't know. And then also, we are spending a lot of money, and I think Adam Hertz is questioning that. Why are we spending this money when
Exactly.
we're in debt and we're trying to get other things? We're trying to spend money on other things.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I'll play this quote from Adam Hertz.
And I do just want, I don't want to argue about some of the finer points in the presentation, but there's certainly issues that I saw, such as, the citing of 70% of Missoulians who approve of city ownership of mountain water. I think that's different than saying 70% of Missoulians approve of condemning mountain water at all costs, regardless of what the outcome is to taxpayers. There's other finer points, details, like the supposed chumminess between the PSC commissioners and those they're regulating. I'd remind folks that that's a lower level staff member, not an elected commissioner. And if we talk about concerns that I have between PSC commissioners and those they regulate, I'll remind folks that the former Democratic chair of the PSC, a couple years after he was retired, was hired on as the CEO of Northwestern Energy, making over $1 million a year for a company that he regulated for several years. So that's nothing new, but it's certainly concerning. And then I'll also remind folks that when the Carlisle Group purchased Mountain Water, the mayor and city council gave that deal their full backing and support. And I'll just remind folks that those are the facts, and that's a big concern to me, especially given some of the issues we've seen with Carlisle here today.
Okay, so that's Adam Hertz again talking about government regulation, and obviously there's some.
The main point I think he was trying to make is that governments change, and at the time we were in full support of giving them our water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some other stuff going on there too, like he was talking about the PSC staff member who's chummy with the regulators, and that's
Yeah.
I mean, that's
some government corruption stuff going on
Totally.
there. So interesting stuff. It's interesting to see his opinion because the city council consists of mainly Democrats, so it's interesting to get an opinion from someone on the other side because you always need that.
It's important.
You need the balance. So,
You do. Yeah. You do.
I think he's a good voice in city council just because he balances it out a little bit.
Yes.
I think so too.
So the next quote is from Jason Weiner, and he's talking about, he asked the question, at what cost is this going to cost us? By what means will this cost us? Is it worth the effort? So let's listen to Jason Weiner.
Based on my contact with constituents, convinced that the course that we are pursuing is the course that the people of Missoula would have us pursue. The question of the means that we are reduced to in order to pursue it is a difficult one. But I think if you ask the question, would you prefer that the city of Missoula do nothing while the water utility was flipped to another owner with no interest in Missoula except extracting what they can in order to pay their shareholders, you would find that less than 30% of the city, more than 70% of the city would prefer that we don't sit idly by and wait while that happens.
All right, so that's Jason Weiner.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the next quote is from Marilyn Marler, and she was there when they initially allowed Carlisle to purchase the water rights, the water system. So she's going to talk about why.
It was such a long time ago too.
How-
When we gave it to
When
them.
was that?
I actually don't know how long
I believe
ago.
I think it was like 30 years ago when that
Really?
happened. We haven't had our water rights for like a long time now.
Well,
Interesting.
it couldn't be 30 years because Marilyn Marler was on city council, so
I don't know.
Maybe it was owned by somebody else before Carlisle.
Maybe it was.
So
It could have been just as easily 15, 20 years ago.
yeah, maybe so.
Has she been on city council that long?
I don't know how long Marilyn Marler's been on council. I should check that out. But
Yeah, be interesting to know.
yeah. So
Well, let's
probably like I'm guessing like the 90s or something like
Yeah,
that.
that sounds pretty. Yeah,
Like
sounds
she-
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
So all right, well let's listen to Marilyn Marler.
Yeah.
For just a second. I agree strongly with Jason. I feel like from my constituent contact, people are very much in favor of this. It's too bad that it's turned out to be going the way that it is, but that's apparently what it's going to take to have public ownership of the water company. I was on city council when the transaction happened when Mountain Water was sold to Carlisle, and the mayor and the city council did endorse that transaction to the Public Service Commission because there was an agreement that they would sell it to the city of Missoula at such time it was for sale. That's why we supported it, and that has not come to pass, so here we are today. Ed Childers, last comment.
Okay, so that's Marilyn Marler. So basically, yeah, they were told that when
They wanted it back.
they could get
have
it back, but apparently that's not the case.
And so Carlisle is selling to somebody else. instead
Yeah,
of us.
I think they want to sell it to somebody else.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay. So okay.
it's a kind of a big.
It's a
Big
huge
issue.
deal.
Carlisle-
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we want our water back, and instead of selling it to us, they're trying to sell it to
Like
someone
the
else.
contract says,
Yeah.
and that's why we're suing them.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, and
That's the whole background.
And so, okay, and so we did have a contract that said when we want to buy our water rights
No,
back,
when they wanted to sell it,
they
then
would
we'd
sell
be,
it to us.
They would make it available to us first. We'd be the top person they would sell it to. If we, and of course,
Okay.
if at the time we didn't want to buy it, then we can say we can pass and
Okay.
we can decide
But
with someone
now
else.
we-
But we're not passing it. We didn't pass
No.
it. So
Yeah, we want it back.
Yep.
All right, well,
Yeah, and I think
we'll see how this
But
turns
then now they have
out.
to look at the legal documents, which is like 16,000 pages and all this stuff. Try to get all the specifics down. Trying to.
Yeah, so it'll be a process, but
it's really complicated too.
Yeah,
It's
it sounds
they
like
talk
it.
about it for an hour, and this is only like 5 minutes of the
Yeah,
conversation, and I didn't even play anything from the lawyers, so
Yeah,
it was pretty complicated.
it sounds
subject.
like it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Those,
I think. What are your guys' opinions? Should we get our water back or not?
Yeah, yes. I think that we should. Yes, I do. I think that we should. This is our water. And
Yeah.
they said to us that when we wanted to buy it back, we would have first choice. Like, no, you don't go back on your word.
Definitely one of the inspirations behind the movie that I wrote for the kids camp.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the whole "a fish worth catching"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's too bad.
Yeah.
And it's a money thing. Like I said earlier, it's a money thing. Like, it just clouds your judgment, hands down.
No.
Money clouds your judgment.
Well,
too
like
much.
for them, they could keep on making money
Yeah.
from us rather than like sell it in one big huff. That would that they would make that money in like 5 or 6 years of
Yeah.
owning our water rather than,
Yeah.
No, it's
Like Mayor Engen said, I mean, they're making as much money as it will cost for us to buy it,
Yeah.
like in 2 years. So
Yeah.
they're making a ton of money off
Yeah.
of us. And it's
Yeah.
not even their water.
No. And they just want more money.
Yeah.
And then instead of thinking, oh, maybe Missoula really needs their water rights, they're just gonna.
Yeah.
Right. So tell us your opinion about if Missoula should get back their water
Yeah.
rights and about the money that's being spent from the government to this legal action that's being against the Carlisle Water Company or Carlisle Company because they might
Carlisle Group.
Carlisle Group.
Yeah.
And post to our Facebook page or you can post it to our Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, let
Just
us
tell
know.
us what you
Give
think.
us your opinion.
Yeah.
Should we get our water back or not?
Yeah.
What should they do?
What should we do?
Oh my god.
So what else do you have, Josh?
That's all I've got for today.
Cool.
That was committee of the whole, and that was the biggest thing. Oh, well, I guess I'll mention the land use and planning meeting. They talked about the city growth policy. The project's called Our Missoula,
Yes.
and Lavelle Means was the person talking, and she talked about the topic-based listening sessions that are going on, and then she talked about how those listening sessions are currently happening and they're almost over, and now they're going to be going into focus groups where committees get together and sort of plan out the growth policy. So as you guys know, it's all about like zoning, and
Yeah.
it's all about like how are we going to make
Inward.
the laws for our growth
Right.
in the city. So
Cool.
yeah, she talked about that, and it's
And so are they going to be building like new residential areas and?
well, yeah, I mean, they are building new residential areas like down by the old sawmill district,
Yes.
the old sawmill district. That's what it's called.
Cool.
It's all this
Improving
open
the
plot of
infrastructure,
land.
just like improvement infrastructure.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what you should really start with. You should always improve your infrastructure, improve your own inside the city, and then expand outward. So I think that's a good policy.
Yeah, like
I really do.
one of the things they were talking about was how like our trail systems don't work out. They aren't all connected.
Yeah.
They should be connected.
I agree with that.
It's easy to get lost.
Yeah.
That's even a slogan. Get lost, Montana.
Basically can and do.
Yeah.
But you can also die, so
Yeah.
like don't get too
Yeah,
lost.
like-
Don't get
Yeah.
yeah.
You can get
The Bob
lost.
Marshall. There's like
Yeah.
so many people just go up there and they never come back.
I know.
No.
Like so many, like you always hear some story, right, Steph? You always hear some story about some was like, I'm going to Bob Marshall, and like they never return.
Yeah.
It's like a horror story.
It really is. Yeah. It really is. Oh my god.
Well, so that's all I've got for city council.
Well, I did a shoot yesterday, and it was for the at the Missoula County Public Health, and they were talking
Oh,
about
yes.
clean air, clean water. Talk about healthy, sustainable stuff. And the main thing they really talked about was, man, what that smell on the north side. And the smell on the north side, apparently, they determined it. They did a Pepsi challenge type thing
That's
where
so
they
silly.
got different smells, and they went up to residents like, does it smell like this? Does it smell like this? And they did a smell-a-thon. Literally, they called it a smell-a-thon. Garen Smith, he's one of the head honchos over there. He also teaches a sci-fi movie appreciation class at the university as well.
Oh, cool.
Like everybody takes it at the university.
I should take it. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And so he went around and he tried to find the source of all the smell. And the smell apparently was on that bike overpass above the train tracks, extending all the way to the Scott Street overpass. There's the bike pedestrian
Yeah,
crossover.
It's over there.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
I go,
where the smell is.
I go over
and apparently
there all the time.
They said that the when there was a train passing by, that the smell intensified for a little bit. But apparently they determined it's there's a natural gas depository that's actually seeping through the ground, but it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
The whole meeting was they're talking about how it's not dangerous because your natural gas is known to explode, but it's not dangerous. Just saying.
Cool.
That's what
That's
they're
good.
saying.
That's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
It's just seeping through. The train would drive over because the heavy train on the ground would help with the depository. and
Yeah.
Disperse the natural gas in the air.
and like the last thing I want is for that bridge to blow up, because like I ride my bike over there like a couple times a day. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a
those
smell. It's a new
trains and-
smell. It's a brand new smell. It's not one of those things that's been there for a while. It's definitely a brand new smell.
Brand
and then
new
there's the,
smell.
of course,
It's good
the
they
whole-
tracked it down.
The
for sure.
Mullen Reserve thing. They talked a little bit about the Mullen Reserve smell. You know, the eco compost and the water treatment plant and that one slaughter. Oh, it's not a slaughter place. It's like a meat packing place.
Yeah, Daly's bacon.
Yeah,
Cool.
but they didn't really talk too much about it. They talked about how eco compost is like really important to the economy, and then they started going off track talking about the poplar trees that they plant, all those poplar trees that they planted. But they talked a lot about what's happening in the media around the world. Even they talked about the Ebola virus as well. They talked a little bit about that, and it's a 2.5 hour meeting.
Wow.
And if you have if your Saturday afternoon is free at 3 p.m. tomorrow is the
The show.
Air Land, public health meeting. It's their monthly meeting. They do it once a month. I think it's the third Thursday of the month, I believe. But don't quote me on that. You can always look for it. They always give announcements, and flu shots are available now for them.
Cool.
Sweet.
So they talked a lot about what that smell.
What's that smell?
That's really funny.
Well, I want to bring back the new segment, the segment that I just started this week, and it's called Headlines. So if you
Headlines.
side swipe on this mouse, we can see all the great stuff. We'll start off with one of my favorite ones, and it is this one. You guys remember this old
Yeah.
invention back in
Yeah.
the day?
Yes, I
remember
remember.
back in your day?
Yeah, I
and stuff,
remember.
when your parents put you in a cage outside the window.
Hey, Seth, did your parents ever put you in a baby cage?
Crib, maybe.
Crib, maybe.
I don't know about the cage, but
So the idea behind this game is that we have to think of fake headlines, and of course, I think I'm going to steal this from Noelle. Baby cages. Eleanor Roosevelt approves.
Yep, yeah. Bad baby stays in cage. That's all I don't know. all right, Josh, come on.
Toddler treehouse. I don't know.
That's a good one. Toddlers,
Babies read too many comic books,
Yeah.
must remain in cages so they don't climb out the window.
Toddler steals 5 bottles from babies around apartment building. Must stay outside. Is that like a little dog with it, or do you think that's a little animal?
It's a teddy.
Little teddy bear.
Little teddy bear.
God, I can't believe they used to do that. That's so
Yeah, that's crazy.
unsafe.
Yep.
Baby doghouse. For all your baby needs. If you hate your children, here's a cage for you.
It's more of an ad.
I don't care.
All right.
Okay.
Here's the next one. I'm going to show you this
Can
one.
I please start off with this one?
You want to start off with them? Go ahead.
Man, homework is such a gas. Really? I thought that was hilarious. Are you guys serious? That was so funny. That was hilarious.
Headline: Jules Verne looks for his next inspiration of writing his next feature book.
New inhaler is all the rage.
How about you think your acne is bad? Man uses number 3 pencil.
Man, yeah.
Maybe a little too toxic for regular folk.
Yeah. New lead causes you have to wear masks. New style of homework helps your brain think.
Helium. It helps you talk and get along with people.
I always eat helium when I do my homework. Yes, I did say eat that. I always inhale helium when I do my homework. These headlines are hard. It's hard to be witty on the spot.
Yeah.
Witty on the spot.
Yeah.
This comes to mind. Elephant Man has a new mask. I don't know. I could see the Elephant Man wearing a mask like that.
I could see that too.
I don't know.
I wonder what the context of this.
What is it? It's for like World War II or something.
It must be. I don't know.
Gassings,
Yeah.
Put this on if there's a German raid over
Yeah.
here.
It's actually like a 1920s, 1930s breathing apparatus.
Oh,
Kind of like their own portable iron lung. So
So it's for people with breathing problems?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
get some fresh air. Especially if you live in the city.
Get some fresh air.
Get all the
That's a
newest
good
rage. Others come in flowers. So yeah, we'll post that on our Facebook and Twitter page,
And
you guys can comment your own little fancy, witty comments on them.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so up next I've got some events. Are you doing?
Oh, we
are you
can
gonna
do it
wait
after
to
your events.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so up next we've got some events. Can I exit out of that?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Okay, well, first, so there was a band that came into Missoula last night, and they were going to be on our show this morning, but apparently 8 is really early for everyone, so I don't really know. But they gave me permission to use one of their songs just to show you guys. So these guys came last night. They're at Stage 112 for $5. They're going to come back, they said. They're called Von Stomper, and they're from Colorado. So I just want to show you a little excerpt of their song. They're pretty good.
Stomper at Avogadro's number, and this is Under the Marquee. Train, 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 and lead me to my grave. Come on, a train, 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 and lead me to my grave, down the grave, and you know I ain't never coming back. I spent 3 years in those slums just for hell to wait for me. I spent 3 years in those slums just for hell to wait for me. Ain't no messing with some bread and wine. It could do for somebody. mine. Train.
Last night.
Nice.
I know. I was gonna go see them, but I had to wake up at 6 and.
We'd wake up for tomorrow.
Yeah, I had to wake up for Missoula.
Yeah.
Wake up for Missoula.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be tired and stuff. But I bet it was a great show, and I'm very disappointed that they weren't able to come on. But they'll be back again, so I'll keep you guys informed when they are. So I've got events. There is so much stuff going on this weekend. I was really surprised. I thought it would be kind of like a chill weekend, chilled out, but no. Oh my gosh, no. So, this is starting today. I've got Friday events first. So Montana Natural History Center is presenting the Mineral Mysteries of Lewis and Clark. It's at 10 a.m. at the Natural History Center on 120 Hickory Street. This is a lecture on what happened and why to the hundreds of mineral specimens Meriwether Lewis is believed to have collected. After the lecture by Dr. Klinger, they'll carpool on site to a Blackfoot River near Lincoln to collect jasper. And they'll also be alongside the Blackfoot River. So kids 10 and older only, if you want to bring your kids. Did you guys know how they tracked Lewis and Clark?
Poop.
Yeah, because they ate mercury.
I think we talked about that.
Oh, I think we have, yeah.
Well, it's a fact. We always like to bring it up on our show, is that they tracked Lewis and Clark through poop because they ate mercury.
Because they thought it would be great laxatives, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally tracked them to along the trail, which I think is so cool. Even though it's kind of gross, I think it's really
Or
cool.
perhaps they knew we would track them.
Modern
Facebook. it's like modern marvels, but it's their own version of tracking. So they would make them eat mercury. Because it's like who else would have ate mercury? Like none of the Indians ate mercury.
No, because they're like, that's bad for you. You should eat berries, not mercury.
Both make you poo.
Yeah. Berries is way safer. Okay, sorry. Up next. The True Tour is coming to Missoula. True Tour is like an outdoor wear and gear set, mobile showroom. They have a mobile showroom and they kind of drive around the country. And so you can enter to win a full week of heli skiing in Smithers, BC. This starts at 10 a.m. at Backcountry Racks and Skis, which is 614 South Higgins Avenue. And so the True Tour is just like a mobile showroom selling backpacks and outdoor wear and skis and all your recreational stuff for the winter and summer. Yeah. Cool. So that'll be starting today at 10 a.m. at Backcountry Racks and Skis, 614 South Higgins Avenue. Missoula Public Library is having story time at 10:30 a.m. today. It's for children 3 to 6 years of age. This is just story, song, finger plays, flannel board stories, and more, and it's free. Spectrum Discovery Area is having which is the hands-on science center in downtown Missoula. It's having the Discovery Bench activity is called Little Bits, and the Brain Lab activity is eye dissections. So that'll be really fun. I kind of want to do that. So it's 11 a.m. $3 per person. Children 3 and younger are free. It's on 218 East Front Street.
And ask for Josh's sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law, right? Yeah.
Yep,
We should get her on here to talk about all the stuff that goes on at Spectrum.
Yeah,
I
we
think
should.
it'd be
Maybe
fun.
I'll ask her.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Okay. So, there is a free class on how to quick ways to organize your data in Excel class. This is at 11:30 a.m. today at EQ Solutions. It's IQUW Solutions. It's on the corner of 3rd and Reserve Street. It's 30-minute training on tips for using Excel, and it's completely free. It's to register, you've got to go to www.IQWsolutions.com/free training. You'll receive an email that has a link to access the training from anywhere that has a computer and internet connection.
Nice.
Or you could just go into their office too, which is on the corner of 3rd and Reserve Street. Yeah, so if you want to do that, check it out. I would highly suggest it. Excel is really becoming really pertaining in a lot of things. So, yeah. There's a Witchcraft Harvest Festival in the Oval at the University of Montana today at noon. It's a witchcraft workshop to celebrate Lammas, All Hallows Eve, and other pagan harvest festivals. That's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever heard of this before, so that'll be fun. The Shine Cosmic Fair 2014 is happening this weekend at Lolo Hot Springs starting at noon today, Friday, and it goes through September. It goes through Sunday. So September 19th through 21st. It's 3 days of dancing, music, and artistic free expression. So it's like a big rave.
It's a rave.
Yeah, it's a rave. It's a rave. Yeah. So if you like EDM, or if you like raves, or you like that music that doesn't have instruments and it's all computers, check this out. It's 18 plus. It's in Lolo Hot Springs. So if you just drive up Lolo and drive up Highway 12, you'll run into it. Tickets are $40 to $100. So I'm gonna guess that the cheapest, just like standard, is $40, and then $100 is for like if you want VIP and stuff.
VIP.
But I mean, I don't. Yeah. Check it out if you're interested in that. The Grizz soccer team. I know. We have a mini rave right now. So I used to go to those. I used to go to those raves.
I don't have the energy to do anything anymore.
I mean, they were fun, and then I was just like, oh, I don't know.
Were you tired afterwards?
Yeah, always tired.
You have to have,
tired. You dance
burn
all
like
night.
1,000 calories.
You have to set a day of rest.
You really do. Yeah, you really do. But I gotta hurry up on this. We only have 10 minutes left. So Grizz soccer team is playing against Colorado State at 4 p.m. in the South Campus Stadium. I didn't see a price for tickets, but you can go to the Adams Center box office if you want tickets for that. The Peak is having its first annual health fair at 5 p.m. at the Peak Health and Wellness Center. It's located at 5000 Blue Mountain Road here in Missoula. It's a free, fun, and activity-filled evening. You should come dressed to work out, and there will be over 20 different breakout sessions to try. The breakout sessions will be held from 6 to 8. They'll have samples of Lolo Peak brews and healthy appetizers from the Good Food Store and Great Harvest. That sounds really fun, yeah. The Roxy Theater is putting on Hootenanny, which is Roxy's inaugural kids festival. It's a weekend of serious kids stuff at the Roxy. They've got movies, music, puppetry, creative workshop, and ninja training.
Nice.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah. So it starts at 6 p.m. tonight. It goes all weekend. You can look at MissoulaEvents.net to find out the specific things that are going on, or you could just go to the Roxy's page too. At the Carousel for Missoula, they're having an annual benefit dinner and fundraiser. Starts at 6 p.m. tonight. It'll be at Carouse Park adjacent to the Carousel. And there'll be a buffet, cash bar, great music, silent auction, and family-friendly environment. Tickets for adults are $20. Children 12 and under, $10. You can call a Carousel at 549-8382 to get tickets, or you can just stop by. Missoula Public Library is hosting a cheap date night at the library starting at 7 p.m. They host feature films every third Friday of the month. So this night, date night features an action-adventure blockbuster. So, it's the Avengers. Features the Avengers, yeah. So 7 p.m., large meeting room tonight. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we've got music going on tonight. Cash for Junkers is going to be at the Union for free at 9. 406 Band, which is country, will play at the Sunrise Saloon at 9 for free. There's a Fish tribute band, Shafty. They're playing Stage 112 at 9:30. Tickets are between $5 and $7. And then Jonathan Warren and the Billy Goats are at the Top Hat Lounge at 10 p.m. for free. That's what's going on for Friday. Up next, I got Saturday events. Ovando Gran Fondo is happening, and this is an epic off-road ride for the Missoula Symphony. So if you're in the Missoula Symphony or involved, you probably already know about it. But it's a 57-mile bike ride that starts at 8 a.m. in Ovando, Montana. And they just bike around, and it's for people that are in the Missoula Symphony to just get hardcore. I didn't know our symphony was so extreme.
I think you raise money for the symphony.
Oh, solid.
It's like
okay.
You bike for the symphony.
Oh, you bike for the symphony.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Bike-a-thon?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you can bike for the symphony. Starts tomorrow morning. You can call 721-3194, or you can go to MissoulaSymphony.org/ride to check it out and find out all the details on that. Tomorrow is Spontaneous Construction. This is put on by the Home Resource Center, where they have a bunch of different, 20-something teams have 7 hours and all the materials they want from Home Resource to build the most impressive, functional, and creative pieces they can. Starts at 8 a.m. at the Home Resource. During the contest, they have food, music, vendor booths, and family-friendly activities. And it's just a cool thing to check out, to see people in action and be able to use a bunch of materials and just build whatever they want to. It's really cool. Yeah. There's a color run at 8 a.m. at the University of Montana tomorrow. This is a celebration of health, happiness, individuality, and giving back to the community. Benefits campus recreation youth camps. So go to thecolorrun.com to register and for more info. The Missoula Farmers Market is at the Red X's from 8 to 1 tomorrow morning. People's Market is on Higgins and Pine from 9 to 2. And the Clark Fork Market is at Carouse Park from 8 to 1. The Missoula Public Library is having the Big Read free book distribution starting at 8 a.m. at the WOW Bus at the Clark Fork River Market at 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So the library will hand out free copies of The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien to the littler ones, the middle schoolers. And then the Water Buffalo Days will be for the little readers. So this is going to kick off their Big Read 2014. Big Read is a program of the National Endowment for the Arts. It's designed to revitalize the role of reading in American culture by exposing citizens to great works of literature and encouraging the read for pleasure and enrichment.
So you get to go downtown to the Clark Fork River Market and get a free book. They're handing out free books for you to read.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's really awesome. At Cares Park tomorrow, there's a Montana Clean Energy Fair starting at 9 a.m. This is Montana Renewable Energy Association's 4th annual Clean Energy Fair. It'll include an all-day schedule of free workshops led by experts from around the state. Topics include solar, wind, electric vehicles, efficiency, and financial incentives. There'll also be a car show featuring electric, hybrid, and biofuel cars. That'll be cool to check out, as well as food, drinks, door prizes, kids' activities, and model soul car races. That'll be fun, and a bouncy castle. So if you're don't want to see any of that, at least go for the bouncy castle. I'm just kidding. Go to montanarenewables.org or call 214-9405 for more information on that. Westside Lanes is having their Customer Appreciation Day starting at 9 a.m. There's a $1.50 bowling, a Stein hoisting event, brats eating contest, karaoke, and more. Go check that out. 10 Spoon Vineyard and Winery is having their 10 Spoon Harvest starting at 9 a.m. and going until 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. They are harvesting grapes, so they're about to bring in their grapes. So everyone is welcome. You have to bring your own snippers. You can either come for an hour or come all day. They just need a bunch of volunteers. Call 549-8703 or Teresa at 10spoon.com if you want to get involved or want more information or anything. Prairie Sisters Party are having their vintage market starting at 10 a.m. at Fort Missoula. There'll be over 80 vendors, music, food, and amazing vintage and repurposed items. So if you're a vintage gal or guy, check it out. That'll be fun. Oh, there's a Honey Harvest Festival starting at noon at the Oval at the University of Montana tomorrow.
Honey.
Yeah, it's a free, family-friendly event that'll be held on the UM Oval. Participants will be able to taste and purchase local honey and bee products, observe bees in a glass hive, learn about bees and beekeeping, and meet local beekeepers and bee equipment providers.
That's interesting because my cousin is a professional beekeeper.
Cool.
He literally, and he teaches people how to do their own bees. And
Yeah,
he was at a commune for umpteen years.
Really?
Wow.
Huge hippie.
That's awesome. That's why one of my aunts, she lives in northern New Mexico on an organic farm.
Aunts.
Yeah. And she's a beekeeper too. And actually a couple years ago, some program for promoting healthy food sent her to Jamaica to teach people in Jamaica how to beekeep.
Not to mention, if you're interested in beekeeping, you can
cool.
apply for grants because they give grants out for beekeepers. Because
it's important.
Because it's important to have bees because the whole what's his face said that
Albert Einstein
said that. It's since he said it must be true.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of self-pollinated plants out there.
Yeah.
Grapes are self-pollinating. A lot of those vine vineyards are all self-pollinated plants.
Interesting.
But they take a major hit. But anyways.
Yeah, we only have 5 minutes.
We do?
We only have 5 minutes.
Right.
Back to events. Dan Dubeck is having a dinner show at the Top Hat Lounge at 7. Absolutely with Chris Moon and Monte Carlo will be at the Badlander at 9. Zeppo Montana rocks the Union at 9 for free. Showdown is at the Sunrise Saloon at 9, their country. And the New Wave Time Trippers will be at the Top Hat Lounge at 10.
I want to see the New Wave Time Trippers.
Yeah.
Apparently they kind of mix new wave music back from the 80s with new dance music.
Oh my god, I bet that's so fun.
Isn't that what What's Her Face did for Sir Mix-a-Lot's I Like Big Butts, that Anaconda song?
No.
Yeah.
It's so
New
bad.
wave is
It's so bad.
It's really bad, but it's fun to rage with when you're with your girlfriends.
Oh yeah, but it's just so it's really that's what they come up with? Oh.
Come on.
That's not what this is though. This is New Order, The Cure,
Yeah.
Okay,
Smiths.
Yeah, mixed with dance.
Mixed with dance music.
Cool.
So it's just
fun.
Bono and there's a behind Bono.
Did you guys hear about how U2 released a free album onto iTunes and
everybody has it?
Yeah, everyone has it, and then everyone's all outraged.
Everyone's mad. A lot of people are mad about it because it's
What
on their playlist. It's what is this?
We weren't gonna buy this anyway.
And then they did a
And then
there's a trending video out there right now. The Cure or one band, The Killers or something, are showing you how to delete
Yeah.
YouTube from
Oh, well,
playlists.
Apple also installed the removal tool. Like days after they gave it out, Apple installed the removal tool. I know, so funny.
Yeah.
Well, you got to give it to you too for trying something new, though.
Yeah,
New
but
kind
like
of-
they're trying too hard.
Yeah.
They're trying too
Well,
hard.
it definitely shows the invasion of privacy in a way because it's
Yeah.
like, it gives it to you, and you're just like, do you confirm? You're supposed to say,
No.
It's a, yes or no, yes or no. If people want an
There's
album,
no
yes.
option.
It should be an option, but
Yeah.
people were violated in a way because that's why people are outraged. It's a violation. It's like people. It's just. I mean, it's just as bad as getting things taken away from you as somebody giving you something you don't want.
Yeah, that's
Without
true.
your
Consent.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are almost out of time. I have another page for Sunday events. I'll just go through it real quick. There's a 6th annual K9 Classic at Paws Up Resort starting at 9. It's just to help the Humane Society of Western Montana keep their 98% adoption rate. So it's just like a 2 or 5 13-mile hike or timed run. You can make pledges and get money, and whoever gets the most pledges and money gets a 2-night glamping stay, which is glorious camping getaway at Paws Up. Yeah, so check it out. If you go to MissoulaEvents.net and click on the Sunday, and it'll give you a list of everything that's going on Sunday. I don't have enough time to talk about it because we're out of time, but there's a bunch of stuff going on. Sunday Streets is this weekend, and so they have a bunch of bands. They've got from free yoga. Yeah, it starts at noon to 4 on Sunday. But go to MissoulaEvents.net, and you can find everything that I was talking about, and you find all the stuff for Sundays because we are unfortunately out of time.
Yep. But we do have enough time to talk a little about where you can find out more information about our show, which is our Facebook page, and you can follow us on Twitter, and you can find out more information about MCAT and what we do here on our channels of 189 and 190 by logging on to mcat.org, or you could also call us at 542-6228, otherwise known as 542-MCAT. It's pretty simple to know. But we're out of time.
Unfortunately.
There's no Hallmark or Bullmark today. We'll save it for next week.
Yeah.
But until next time, guys, for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramp.
I'm Noelle McAvoy.
And I'm Josh Minnie.
Have a great day, everyone.